Hi there. My name is Jessica Thomas. I'm the Director of Patient Education for the Neuroendocrine Tumor Research Foundation. And I am beyond delighted that I get to be here with you this evening as you have a support group, and I get to provide some of the what I think is some of the most helpful information. But before we get started, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me. So I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been a therapist in the past, specializing in chronic, progressive, and sometimes terminal disease. And one of the things that I have found the most valuable to talk about with people is the concept of resilience. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about resilience and how that might help in your NET journey. But I would like for us to think of resilience in this way. If we can think of it as things that you can do, small actions that you can take that maybe help things feel a little bit better. Or perhaps resilience is small things that you can do that help to spiral you up, especially if you're having a day where you're feeling kind of spiraled down. More than anything, it's important to know that resilience and fostering resilience are things that you can do to help you thrive. So I'm going to take a pause here and I'll come back. But I want you to know I am so thankful that I get to talk about this topic with you, and I think you'll leave today learning a good bit. So we're going to start with one of the traits of resilience that I think can be pretty easy to incorporate into our lives. And it's one of the most effective ones, and that is practicing gratitude. When I've asked people in the past to say things that they're grateful for, we often reach for big things. It might be our family, it might be our health, it might be our church, our work, etc. Those are all incredibly great things to be grateful for. But the way that I would like for us to also think about gratitude is the tiny, small things. In my research on resilience and looking at gratitude, I found that there was great value in looking at the small, everyday things in your life. So many years ago, I started to ask myself in the morning, what is something that I could be grateful for today? And that very single question really changed how I woke up and how I experienced my day. I experienced it with a lens of gratitude. I was looking for the good instead of looking for the challenges, or in that case, not even noticing the good. So it really helped to reprogram how I was looking at things. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can document gratitude, and I highly recommend documenting it. And the reason is that when we stop and we pause and we give ourselves a moment to be grateful for something, it feels good. And when we write it down, sometimes it's helpful to be able to go back and look and see all the little good things that happen through the course of the day or the week, etc. So a couple ways that you can do this is that you can just write it down on a piece of paper and have a gratitude list that's ongoing. Or at night before you go to bed, you can think about all the things that you were grateful for. And just simply thinking about and focusing on those things can help you have more restful sleep. Now, I want to share a visual. And this is how I look at gratitude and look at small things to be grateful for. Is that let's say that this jar is representative of your week. And you can see that there's pearls. And pearls to me represent the small little good things that happen. But you also see that there's some lemon drops in there as well. The lemon drops to me represent challenges. So it might be related to your NET. You may have symptoms that have been bothering you. You might even have some anxiety over a scan that's coming up. And we see that with life, we're going to have these lemon drops, right? But what we can also have is opportunities to add pearls, to add small things to make your experience of your day, of your week much better. So for this example specifically, what I'd like to think of is, so say that you went to the mailbox and you spoke to the mailman and you had a really great conversation and you got to know them a little bit more, then that's a pearl. Or say that you met someone new at the support group today and you made that connection and we all know that it's so incredibly great to be able to connect with people that understand what you're going through. We'll put a pearl there too. Or say that the weather was beautiful today. Then you get a pearl there. So we sometimes can't control the lemons that are in our challenge, in our everyday experience, but we can absolutely control how we can add gratitude to help balance some of that out. We are next going to talk a little bit about breathing, because breathing can help us to calm our bodies down a little bit, to recenter and to refocus. I could imagine if I was with you today with your group, I would ask you, has anyone ever experienced stress? And everybody would raise their hands. And stress is really bad for our bodies. And so finding ways to calm and to recenter through breathing can be very helpful and can help us to be a little bit more resilient. So for this breathing exercise, I am going to do a breathing exercise called box breathing or square breathing. And this breathing connects with your vagus nerve, which helps to connect with the autonomic nervous system and to help you have a sense of relax. So for this type of breathing, we inhale for a count of 4. We hold the breath for a count of 4. We exhale for a count of 4. And then we hold again for a count of 4. So I am going to lead us through this exercise, and we're going to do 2 rounds of these breathing exercises. So I want you to breathe in for 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And then hold it for 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And then hold it for 2, 3, 4. Very good. Another type of breathing that you can try is where you inhale your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. So if you were to inhale for a count of 4, you would exhale for a count of 8. And that breathing exercise can be very helpful too. So we're going to try that for a count of 3 and 6. So we'll breathe in for a count of 2, 3, and then exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Inhale for 2, 3, and exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just remember that breathing can help you to calm and to recenter. And when you activate that vagus nerve, it can help you feel a little bit more relaxed. And overall, that is better and can help you feel more resilient. Next, we're going to talk about how movement can help us be resilient. So I am sure that many of you have heard that exercise is good for us. Exercise is good for us cognitively, it's good for us physically, and it's really good for us mentally. And I'm going to focus on the mental impacts of exercise. So when we move our bodies, when we exercise, we tend to produce dopamine and create endorphins. And those are 2 feel-good chemicals. And those feel-good chemicals can really help to deter if we're not feeling as well, or if we're feeling that we're spiraling down, our mood has been low. So I'm going to challenge you to find a way of movement that is something that you like to do, but also is something that is easy to incorporate into your life. And remembering that moving can help you to feel more resilient. Another factor of resiliency is socialization, being connected, being engaged, and having community. And that's something I'm going to applaud for all of you for being at the group today, because it's so important to be connected with other people, and especially people that understand aspects of what you're going through, even if some of the symptoms are different, or if some of the experiences are different. There are some things that you share and some commonalities that you have. In terms of socialization in regards to illness, I wanted to give you another visual. So here's the word illness. And I think it's a hard word, right? It doesn't feel good. Of course not. It actually can feel a little bit negative. And what I think is important is that when we have illness, often we can feel very isolated. And with NET cancer, you can feel probably even more isolated. It's a very uncommon cancer, and a lot of doctors don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand it. And so there is great power in the connecting with other people, being a part of a support group and a support network like you have. And what happens is when we take the I out of wellness, and we out of illness, and we replace it with we, that starts to develop a sense of wellness. Does it take away disease? No. But does it help you as you're journeying through your NET journey? Absolutely. So I wanted to applaud you because you all are doing something incredibly resilient this evening. So as I conclude for my program with you today, I want you to know that it was my pleasure to be with you. And I hope that at any point during your NET journey, if you need information, education, resources, that you reach out to me. My name and email is jessica.thomas@netrf.org. You'll see that following this presentation, that there's a couple of discussion questions, and I encourage for you to talk as a group. I have no doubt that every one of you has and fosters many traits of resilience, but we're so much greater when we can share those with others. Have a good evening.